Hey ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. Obviously today I'm out here at the junkyard. I want to see if I can find an engine and transmission for the Olds 98, and I'm kind of torn on what I want to do with it. I could put a 455 back in it, or I can do an LS. I haven't really decided yet. I came here specifically because they have a classic section and they actually will hold them. This is an Olds 98. But it's got nothing left. Yeah, I came here specifically because they have the classic row, but I don't see anything very good. This is the same yard where I got the 6-liter LQ4 that's in my C10, and that video is my most popular video. And yet I still get these comments like, "Oh, I can't find anything like that by me," and you're so lucky. And I mean, really, I promise you I'm not that lucky, and it is that common. I can come out here any day of the week and, get a Gen 3 LS engine every day of the week. See, somebody snatched this Escalade, the LQ9, pretty quick. But if I were on the ball, if I were watching, if I were really seriously looking for an engine right now, I could have got that. I mean, look, we've already seen two, and I'm not even really looking. I mean, people crash these trucks like every day. They burn up 4L60s like every day. I mean, this just, it goes on and on and on. What I like to look for anymore is vans. The express vans, because they're all going to be they're not all going to be two-wheel drive, but most of the ones you find are going to be two-wheel drive. And if you get an 8-lug one, it'll have the 4L80 in it already, so you don't have to mess with that. It's just easier to get everything out of one vehicle if you can. But, I mean, seriously, people, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. If you don't have one, it's because you don't want one. Look, here's a 6-liter 4L80. This is going to be an LQ4. Most likely. Yeah, drive-by-wire. LQ4. No start. It's an 01. I think this is going to have the digital dash, yeah. So it's like mine. There's no telling how many miles are on it, but it's going to be two-wheel drive, 4L80. I might come back and get this transmission, I think. Possibly. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it's there. The fluid looks good. What I can see of it dripping on the pan. I bet this is a good transmission, and I can have it out of here in an hour or two. This might be a good transmission for Daryl when I have to keep this in mind. They drain the fluids from them whenever they come in, but we might still be able to see something on the dipstick here. Shit. Throw it on the ground. Gotta really go a long ways towards diagnosing anything. Let me see. I think it might be kind of dark. Yeah, that's kind of dark. Nope, that is black. We might leave that. We might leave that for another time, another guy. A transmission at this yard is only $100. So it's not like the end of the world. But yeah, I mean, LS engines everywhere. Everywhere. Fuel pump for your swap. Harnesses. Transmissions. That's going to be another drive-by cable one. I want to get a drive-by wire. I want the plugs and like a couple foot of harness off of one if I can find one. Yeah, that one there, 319,000 miles starts. They usually write, you know, some info on there if they have it. And then something like this, right? Like if I needed an engine, this would be a good place to get one because I know that it ran all the way until it got T-boned. So it probably runs now. This would probably make a fine swap engine. And the only problem is it's four-wheel drive. So if you have a two-wheel drive, you know, there's that. But nobody's cut the harness yet. I mean, you can drop that in and sloppy stage 2 and go make, you know, 300 tire for years and have a good time. And why not? That one was a good one too. That was a aluminum 5.3, the high output one, I think. I mean, there's some pretty good stuff out here. There's some real trash out here too, don't get me wrong, but you know, all the time I keep getting these people like, I wish I can find these deals and all that kind of crap. That's a 6. And I'm just like, man, all you gotta do is go to your local yard and walk around. I mean, they're everywhere. And really, I like to find the ones like this that are just, you know, like this one. Oh, this is a fire. Never mind. I like to find the ones that have been half dismantled already, though. Like where somebody's come out and pulled the fenders and crap and just made it super easy for me. Like the one I got for Daryl, somebody had already taken half the front end apart. It's 2500 HD. This is going to be 6-liter LQ4, 4L80. You know, again, it's just sitting here. These aren't hard to find anymore. I mean, these trucks are clogging up the junkyard, and we're starting to see, I see, you know, the Gen 4 stuff out here sometimes, even now. So yeah, I mean, you got to get out here and check it out. It's a little bit of work, but I promise it's not that terrible. I might come back and get that transmission. We'll see. See how I feel. Here's another one. No key. I mean, the place is just, you know, full, literally full of LS engines. I can understand there was another LQ9. Somebody got it. I don't blame them. I ain't mad. Here's another 4L80. So there's two 4L80s out here that I know of for sure. I mean, I don't know. You can trade time for money and money for time, but if you're telling me you can't find one, you're just making excuses. You know, I have to drive an hour to get to this junkyard. It's not like it's a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. But, well, let me go back and check that 4L80. Maybe I'll get a better feeling about the dipstick on that one. Maybe I won't drop it on the ground. But yeah, I have to drive an hour to get to this junkyard, so it takes a little effort on my part. Well, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty great. I might have to come back for this. I might. Let's see how rotten it would be to pull this thing. I mean, because what I would do is pull the engine and trans all together, because I can come in and cut all these lines. I can pull this core support. It's half pulled already. It's got one bolt holding it on the side and the bolts on the bottom. Yeah, then you can just pull those two motor mount bolts. I wonder if it's got a drive shaft in it. Yep, it does. That's kind of a bummer. Sometimes they pull the drive shaft, sometimes they get ripped off on the forklift that they use. Yeah, I don't think this thing's ever been messed with. Still got the shield on the torque converter. So he just got abandoned and pulled. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I might come back and pull this. Alright, this video is getting kind of long. I'm going to wrap it up. But really, you'll probably see another video in a few days where I'm back here pulling this transmission. And like I said, it's not so hard. Don't make it so hard. If you want it, go out there and get it. I mean, it's entirely a thing that you can do. It's a thing that can be done. So, no excuses. Like, get after it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, The Driveway Engineer on all three. And be sure to like and subscribe. Till next time, we'll see you.